This is Al-Dura with HonestReporting and Take A Pen.org again. We're here outside of the Calcenti versus France 2 trial. And we're here with Tim Rose, the former correspondent of the Sunday Telegraph in Jerusalem at the time of the Al-Dura affair, and he's a media expert and a political analyst today. So what did you see in the courtroom?
Well, it was a very heated exchange. First of all, Charles Andelin, the correspondent for France 2 television, came to the court. He wasn't expected to come. He was very heated. He repeatedly spoke to the judge and so on. I was really, really surprised that the film that France 2 produced wasn't more convincing of Andelin's case. It was clearly cut up with lots of bits missing. It was a very shoddy film. We didn't see even in one instance during the film of 80 minutes we saw any Israeli soldiers shooting. We didn't see the boy claimed to be Al-Dura die. So from this, for France 2, a very respected media network, and for Charles Andelin, a very respected journalist, to claim that he knows that Israel killed this boy is the worst kind of journalism. For Charles Andelin to take an image of a boy who may or may not be dead without any evidence whatsoever that even if he was dead, that he was killed by Israel, and Charles Andelin was not in the Gaza Strip that day. He's relying on one Palestinian local cameraman who was not an employee of France 2, and we know from other instances that that cameraman is a very unreliable source. So for Charles Andelin to broadcast that he has no doubt that this boy was A, killed, and B, killed by Israel is a very irresponsible journalism, and we would expect more from such a senior correspondent from a government news network.
We're here with the chairman of TakeAPen.org, Andrew Moses, just outside of the courthouse on November 14th at the trial of France 2 versus Philippe Calcenti. Andrew, what did you see?
Take A Pen and actually myself, I follow this case since 2000 and follow this case with a lot of interest and with many doubts. But by time I saw more and more evidence that the statement that Israel was responsible for killing the boy is, to put it mildly, unfounded. Today my doubts, I think, are gone. In this famous 18 minutes of movie, and we'll say a word about the 18 minutes. In this 18 minutes, I haven't seen one frame which supported in any way that Israelis were involved in killing the boy. This is maybe the most important thing. I'm afraid I've seen quite a few frames or parts which supported the assumption that this whole thing, or a big part of it, was staged. And I would call a few very small things, like it's supposedly a battle scene. And then you see, and of course young people are running, boys between the age of 10 or 20 are running, shouting, throwing stones. But you see, it's very interesting that they do not lower their heads, so they don't seem to be in danger of shots. And more than that, you see them, people around the age of 30 walking by absolutely peacefully without any hurry. So your feeling is much more to be in Hollywood than to be in a battle site.
This is Alain Benjamin again with HonestReporting and TakeAPen.org. We're here outside of the courthouse on the day of the Calcenti trial versus France 2, November 14th, with Richard Landis, who actually testified in front of the court. What did you see? What happened?
Well, the big story is that France 2 presented tampered evidence to the court. Okay. They cut scenes. There are at least two scenes that I remember, and one I can prove because the Reuters cameraman actually takes a picture of Talal taking a picture of the guy we call Molotov cocktail guy. You can see it in Pallywood. He runs along, he hands a guy a Molotov cocktail, he enters into a crowd, he gets picked up and carried, and Talal comes and takes his picture. And I remember when I saw the rushes, seeing the picture that Talal took, that I had seen him take in the Reuters. That's not there. And then the other scene is a guy who grabs his leg, and he limps, as if he's been hit. And at that point, what's supposed to happen is a bunch of big guys come around, pick him up, and carry him into an ambulance past the cameras. But instead, It's just a bunch of little kids. So he shoos the kids away, looks around, realizes nobody's there, and walks away without a limp.
Hi, this is Alain Benjamin with HonestReporting and TakeAPen.org. We're here with Philippe Carcenti, live just after the trial. Philippe, how do you feel?
Great. I mean, we've seen that France 2 doesn't have more than 55 seconds of the film that we saw on TV, except the 3 seconds that we see in the BBC, for example, where you see the boy dead, the dead boy raises his elbow, looks at the cameraman, puts it down, and just has the legs up. So it's completely ridiculous. We see that France 2 doesn't have any evidence to support what they're saying. There is nothing in the raw footage except just stage scenes of people running, reserving what he says, rubber-coated bullets. It's completely ridiculous. And there is something also very interesting, In the raw footage, you hear that in Arabic, the Arabs, before the boy is even shot, say, the boy is dead, the boy is dead. So Underlin said, oh, wait. When the people are saying the boy is dead, it means that they think that he will die. Okay, so it's insane. France 2 doesn't have anything to support what they're saying. On this very good quality film, we see that they have that the boy has a red piece of textile that he takes on his leg and puts it down to his stomach to make believe that he has blood. So the Al-Dura hoax is over tonight. I'm telling you, we'll have to wait until either the court decides it on February 27th, or either if Mr. Sarkozy wakes up and stop listening to the liars who are in his environment and telling him that the boy is really dead. It's crazy. Sarkozy is surrounded by people who are telling him that we are wrong, and all the people who were, the room was full, and everybody saw that it was completely staged.